The East African region stands at a crossroads, grappling with a confluence of political, economic and social challenges, from the ongoing conflicts in Ethiopia and Sudan to the fragile peace in Somalia. The region is trapped in a cycle of instability. This instability has far-reaching consequences, impacting not only the immediate neighbors, but also the broader Horn of Africa. The interconnected nature of these crises demands a nuanced understanding of the historical, political and economic factors at play. At the heart of this turbulence lie deep-seated ethnic tensions, weak governance structures and competition for resources. These internal vulnerabilities are further exacerbated by external actors seeking to advance their interests in the region. The convergence of these factors has created a fertile ground for conflict, displacement and humanitarian crises. The international community, while acknowledging the gravity of the situation, has struggled to formulate a cohesive and effective response. The lack of a unified approach, coupled with competing geopolitical interests, has hindered efforts to mediate peace and foster stability. This essay delves into the complexities of the East African political landscape, examining the key drivers of conflict and exploring potential pathways towards a more secure and prosperous future for the region. Ethiopia, once hailed as a beacon of economic growth and stability in the Horn of Africa, has been embroiled in a devastating internal conflict since November 2020. The conflict, primarily centered in the Tigray region, has pitted the Ethiopian federal government against the Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF. The roots of this conflict run deep, stemming from historical grievances, political marginalization and ethnic tensions. The conflict has had a spillover effect on the entire region. The influx of refugees into neighboring Sudan has strained resources and heightened tensions. The Ethiopian government's pursuit of military solutions has further destabilized the region, leading to accusations of human rights abuses and war crimes. The conflict has also drawn in external actors, with Eritrea supporting the Ethiopian government militarily and Egypt expressing concerns over the potential impact on the Nile River. The conflict in Ethiopia is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the devastating consequences of unresolved internal conflicts. The international community has a moral and political imperative to engage in constructive dialogue, support mediation efforts, and hold all parties accountable for human rights violations. A failure to address the root causes of this conflict risks further destabilization, not only in Ethiopia but also in the wider Horn of Africa. Sudan, a country still reeling from decades of authoritarian rule and internal conflicts, was plunged into further turmoil in October 2023. The military coup, which ousted the transitional government, shattered the fragile hope for a democratic transition. The power struggle between the Sudanese Armed Forces, or SAF, and the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, has led to widespread violence, displacement, and a humanitarian crisis of catastrophic proportions. The conflict in Sudan has regional implications, particularly for neighboring Chad and the Central African Republic, which share porous borders with Sudan. The influx of refugees and the proliferation of small arms pose significant security risks to these already fragile states. The conflict has also drawn in external actors, with Egypt and the United Arab Emirates reportedly backing the SAF, while Russia has been accused of supporting the RSF. The international community must prioritize efforts to bring an end to the violence and facilitate a political solution that addresses the root causes of the conflict. This includes supporting inclusive dialogue, promoting accountability for human rights abuses, and providing humanitarian assistance to those affected by the crisis. Failure to act decisively will only exacerbate the suffering of the Sudanese people and further destabilize the region. Section 4. The East African Community Expansion amidst uncertainty. The East African Community, a regional intergovernmental organization, has been actively pursuing an expansionist agenda in recent years. The inclusion of Somalia in March 2024 and the Democratic Republic of Congo marked significant milestones in the bloc's growth. However, this rapid expansion has raised concerns about the EAC's ability to effectively manage the complexities of integrating new member states, especially those grappling with internal conflicts and political instability. The EAC's expansion comes at a time when the bloc is already facing internal challenges. The ongoing conflict in eastern DRC, the political crisis in Burundi, and the fragile peace in South Sudan have tested the EAC's conflict resolution mechanisms and exposed its limitations in addressing complex security challenges. The integration of Somalia and the DRC into the EAC presents both opportunities and risks. While it holds the potential to foster economic growth, regional integration, and stability, it also risks exacerbating existing tensions and creating new ones if not managed carefully. Section 5. The geopolitics of influence, external actors, and regional dynamics. The Horn of Africa has become a focal point of geopolitical competition, with regional and international actors vying for influence. The strategic importance of the Red Sea, coupled with the region's vast natural resources, has attracted the attention of global powers seeking to advance their economic and security interests. Egypt, historically a dominant player in the region, views the Horn of Africa through the lens of its national security, particularly concerning the Nile River. The construction of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam has heightened tensions between Egypt and Ethiopia, with Cairo expressing concerns over the potential impact on its water security. The United Arab Emirates has emerged as a significant player in the Horn of Africa, investing heavily in ports, infrastructure, and military bases in countries like Eritrea and Somaliland. The UAE's growing influence has raised concerns among some regional actors who view it as an attempt to reshape the regional balance of power. Turkey, driven by its neo-Ottoman ambitions, has also increased its engagement in the Horn of Africa. Ankara has established close ties with Somalia, providing military aid and investing in infrastructure projects. Turkey's growing presence in the region has added another layer of complexity to the already intricate geopolitical landscape.